Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today in this class we will continue talking about quadratics, but use a different method to find the roots in an equation. We'll use a method called the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. Now this is kind of a long formula, so if you want you can take notes and write it down. So here is the formula. It's minus b, oh my god, minus b. I'll have to draw this part. Plus or minus 1 second. Something's messed up right now. Okay, there we go. So, and then b squared minus 4ac. All of that, the entire thing, divided by 2a. Let me just confirm that that is correct because it's quite long. Oh, sorry, I messed up on one small detail. Here, it's this entire thing square rooted. B squared minus 4ac is supposed to be square rooted. So that is the quadratic formula. And just so people can see it a little clearer, I'm going to write the entire thing out, like in the way of how it's supposed to be written. So minus b plus or minus, sorry about that, square root of, square root, square root of b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac. That's all in the square root, so I'll just make the square root longer, just so you know. And all of that divided, sure, I guess we'll just do it this way. Divided by 2a. So that is the quadratic formula. Remember, there's two solutions, so there's a minus and a plus here. So now let's make up an arbitrary quadratic and try to find its roots. 6x squared plus 4x minus 9. Now let's solve this quadratic. So we know that the form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx, c. So all you need to do for the beginning is find out what b is. Well, b is 4. So using the quadratic equation, it would be negative 4. Let me draw plus or minus. Plus or minus. 1 second. Plus or minus b squared. So square root first of, I'll draw the square root after I get everything inside. B squared, b is 4. So 4 squared, 16, minus 4a is 6. C is negative 9. And that entire thing square rooted. So let me square root that entire thing. Okay, and then you would have all of that divided by 2 times a, and a in this case is 6. Okay, now let's simplify this down. That's equal to negative 4 plus or minus, let me draw that again, plus or minus, Something messed up with my pen today. I'm sorry, consider that a minus. My pen's really messed up today. Okay, yeah, consider that one a minus. Forgot about that. Plus or minus square root of 16 minus, 16 minus 4AC. So it'd be minus 24 times 9. You can use a calculator if you want. That's what I'm going to do. 24 times 9, it's just 216. So let's go back here, 216. So it would be 16. Give me a second, let me just recheck this. So it would be 16 plus, since negative 4 and negative 9 become positive, plus 216. Okay, so it would be 16. Sorry, I did this incorrect. It would just be 16 plus 216. So then when you simplify this even further, you get negative 4 is equal to, I'm going to split this up now into its two positive and negatives, plus square root of 232. Now we're very close. So that's the first one because I added it. And then the second one would be negative 4 minus, I'm just going to write it this way now because it takes a long time to do it, draw the thing, square root of 32. So since you can't really have more, you cannot simplify square root of 32 further, these would be your two solutions. And if you want, I think you can just write it as negative 4 okay, something is really funky with my thing that I'm just going to use the line. This is really annoying. Plus or minus square root of 232. So you could just have this as your final answer as well. So there's one example. I'm just going to do one more example just to give you the quick hang of it. So let me draw a different quadratic down. Let's do 4x squared minus 2x plus 3. And let's solve for this one. Remember, again, this is equal to 0. So now let's solve for its roots. So we know the quadratic formula. It's this up here. So let's solve. Negative b. So let me write ax squared plus bx plus c. If you just match it, you see that negative b is equal to negative 2. So negative 2, which is just 2. So let's just write that as 2. Plus or minus plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. So square root, oh shoot, square, okay, this is not needed, and that is not needed. Square root of b squared, so b is negative 2, negative 2 squared, that is 4, so it would be 4 squared. Something's wrong right now. 4 squared, sorry, negative 2 squared, so it'd be 4, minus 4 times AC. A is 4. C is 3. So if you rewrite this, you get, I'm going to split it up right here. 2 plus square root. Let's draw the square root symbol again. Square root of, so it would be 4 minus, so 4 times 4 times 3 is 16 times 3, 48. So it would be 4 minus 48. So right when you get here, you realize that this 4 minus 48 comes out to be negative. It comes out to be negative 44. So right here, you can just end it and say that this would be equal to no solutions. And that would be equal to your final answer, since you can never have, I'll just write that down here, square root cannot, you cannot square root a negative number. That's important to know. So in this case, this equation would have no solutions. So when you get something that has no solutions, you can go from here and you can try using completing the square to see if this would have a solution. I'll show you how to do that. So let's Control V that. Completing the square, you subtract the 3 from both sides, as I mentioned in my previous video. And then you get is equal to minus 3. So now I'm going to leave a big space. So I'm sorry, I accidentally said the answer was no solutions. The answer is not no solutions yet, because you can check with completing the square. And if you are able to do something with completing the square, it is not no solutions. So let me show you. So let's see. There's a negative 2x. You don't think about the sign. You just divide this by 2 and square it. You divide that by 2, so it would be 1, and square it, so it would just be plus 1. So it would be plus 1. So it would be equal to, that simplifies down to, now that we have that, you can think of two numbers that add up to 4, and multiply out to negative 2. And of course, there are no two numbers that like that. And if you look on this side, you can see that you get negative 3 plus 1, that is negative 2. And you cannot square negative 2 because the point of this is to find a perfect square trinomial, but to find its roots, like for example, if you get x plus 2 squared, you'll be forced to square root both sides to find the answer. But if you have a negative number on the other side, you cannot square a negative number. So now you surely know that there is no solution to this problem. From the quadratic equation, you also know that there's no solution. But if you want just to confirm, you can use completing the square to make sure. Thank you for watching my video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot. Please remember to subscribe and like and comment if you have any questions. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, so please try to subscribe as fast as you can. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed. If there are any certain topics you want me to talk about, tell me in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks, everyone. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.